that working? Is that a functional mic? Does it sound functional? There we go. Now we have a functioning mic. I'll tell you, we got two very functioning heavyweights in action on Saturday night. Welcome to the final press conference ahead of an absolute monster this Saturday night, live on BT Sport here in the UK and ESPN Plus in the US. We've got two of the biggest heavyweights, two of the best heavyweights, two of the hardest hitting heavyweights in an absolutely cracking encounter for the WBO Interim Heavyweight Championship. Zhilei Big Bang Zhang, Olympic silver medalist, takes on Joe the Juggernaut Joyce, also Olympic silver medalist. We've got two Olympic silver medalists who are chasing gold as heavyweights. We've got a brilliant co-feature about the return of Michaela Mayer taking on former world champion Christina Linardatou. And we're going to have a chat with everyone, including the Queensberry CEO, who I'm going to start with, George Warren. A fantastic card. Thanks. And talk us through it.
It's a great night of boxing. I'm delighted to be able to promote these two great heavyweights. This guy to my right wants to be considered in that conversation when people talk about the elite in the heavyweight division, and he deserves to be. He doesn't say no to challenges, takes on all fights. He's one of the easiest guys to deal with that we've ever come across. Took on Joseph Parker when he didn't have to. Joseph was number 2 with the WBO, but Joe was already the WBO mandatory, but stepped up, wanted a big fight, wanted to show that he can hang with the best in the division, and emphatically beat him in what was a great night. Maybe took a few too many punches, and we sometimes have to deal with that and cope with that with Joe. But again, doesn't shy away from a challenge. He's very close to getting a shot of the full version or a big fight in the summer. That's what we're all focusing on. But instead of sitting around or taking an easy fight, Zhilei is here, and Zhilei is here to win this fight. He's coming off the back of a fight that I think inarguably he won against Filip Hrgović. He didn't get the decision. I think he was unfortunate that night. As you say, 2 Olympic silver medalists, 2 great people to work with, 2 great teams that we've got up here. The lanes have been fantastic, and this fight is going to deliver. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be explosive, but I'm confident that Joe comes through and announces himself yet again that he is, without doubt, one of the best heavyweights in the world.
Fantastic, George, and a brilliant co-feature about here as well with Michaela Mayer. Thanks to our friends at Top Rank who we're working with. A word on this fantastic WBC interim lightweight title fight.
It's great to have it. It's it's a real privilege to be up here with Christina and Michaela, and I wish them both the best of luck. It's nice for me to be able to sit there, not promotionally involved with either fighter, and just sit back and relax and watch what I think will be a really entertaining, exciting fight, featuring two female fighters that are legitimately world class. We've got the fight on with Top Rank. It was part of our relationship and deal with them for the ESPN Plus broadcast of this in the United States. Our thanks to Top Rank for that, and our thanks as well to DeBella Entertainment, obviously bringing the opponent here for Michaela. So this has come about again from our ability as a broadcaster with BT Sport and ourselves as Queensberry, working with multiple different promotional companies to deliver big nights for boxing fans. And we've got this on Saturday night. Great undercard. I'm really excited to see Denzel back. Did himself no disservice in that performance against Janabek out in Vegas. I think if he'd started that fight a bit quicker, he could have nicked that fight. You know, really showed that he's a deserving, deep, very, very capable middleweight, and he's got his hands full in a very tough fight. I'm not going to go too much onto the undercard because we've already done the undercard press conference, but I'm really excited about Moses again, seeing him out, and obviously Sam Noakes as well. So there's some great action. It's going to be a great night for the people there in the arena. If you're not there, watch this on BT Sport. You're going to see a great night of boxing. 2 big, heavy-hitting heavyweights that are going to go for it. A lot on the line, and for me, I think it's a knockout, and I think this man gets it.
Well, there we go. Let's speak to Christina Linardatou. Welcome, Christina. A big fight for you. Tell us how you're feeling heading into your fight with Michaela Mayer Saturday night here in the UK.
I feel great, as I told you the other days.
You're still great.
Yes, I'm so happy for my coming back. I already did the fight after giving birth, but this is the first big fight, and I'm very exciting that it's again Michaela, which is a very tough opponent, a very tough fighter.
What do you think of her as a fighter? You say that she's tough. She's a tough opponent. Is she someone that you've been watching? You've been keeping an eye on as a maybe a future fight? What do you think of her?
I have keeping an eye on her for years now. It's not now. I'm keeping an eye on all my possible rivals. Sorry about my English, but yes, I'm keeping an eye on all of them. Women that I can fight from 130 to 140.
Well, you faced off at the Grand Arrivals for the first time. You came face to face, and I spoke to Michaela afterwards, and she said she thought that you looked nervous. Michaela, feel free to jump in and correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure you will, but she said that you looked a bit nervous. What do you think? Were you nervous? What did you think when you looked at Michaela?
I don't think I did. I did look nervous. This is all that. I was thinking she was trying to find the nerves inside of me, like looking in my eye, like. But I'm not. I'm more calm. I'm more better than any other time because of the process. Because it was difficult to be again in the condition that I was before. So it's the process makes you stronger and no nerves.
No nerves. Well, tell me this. You have boxed at higher weights. You are a former two-time world champion at 140 pounds. What advantages do you think you have over Michaela on Saturday?
Look, what advantages? Both strong, both fast. I don't know what exactly to tell you. I only know that I feel very, very strong. I feel very, very fast. I think I'm faster. I think my defenses, that stuff. That's my favorite one, defenses, But yes, that's what I think. My defenses and my speed.
Okay, well, thank you, Christina. Let's bring in Michaela Mayer here. You welcome. I mean, you wanted to come back to the UK. Your last fight was in the UK. You had a choice. You could have stayed out in the States, but we're glad to have you back. Tell us why you chose this fight. Tell us why you chose Christina as well.
I like fighting in the UK. I like the fans here. The energy they bring to the arena is always really great, and they're just fun. They're just a lot of fun. So I feel like I did a lot of work my last outing here in the UK, media-wise. It was a huge fight, and the Queen had passed, so we had come out a couple times to promote the fight, and I just wanted to continue that momentum and come back out here again and put on a great performance in front of some great fans.
And why Christina Linardatou? I'm sure, look, you've been talking about it this week. It feels like there's a few reasons, but sort of confirm it. Go over it here. Why have we chosen Christina?
Well, it's interesting because I am coming off a loss, yet I still feel like I'm the greatest I've ever been. Like skill-wise, I've taken another step forward, but at the same time, it's almost like I'm taking a step back. But I didn't want that to be the case. I didn't want to take a step back when it came to my competition or my next move in the sport. So I told my team that I wanted a top competitor. I wanted a top-ranked opponent, someone who is going to challenge me and motivate me and get me back in position for a world title. So that's Christina Linardatou. She's accomplished. She's at the top, top-ranked. And I wanted to put on a good fight for the fans against a worthy opponent, and she's a worthy opponent.
She also believes she is faster than you. Thoughts?
We'll see, I guess. We'll see. At this point in my career, I'm a very well-rounded fighter, and I feel like I'm one of the most versatile female fighters out there. I can box. I have a great jab. I have the height and the reach to outbox you, but the way Coach Al has always trained me is not to be one-dimensional. And ever since I turned pro, he told me that there was going to be fighters that were going to be able to close that space and get me on the inside. And he wanted me to know how to fight on the inside as well, and to work the body and to fight in all areas of the ring. And this is my 19th pro fight, and I've had all the perfect fights to make me a well-rounded fighter and to have practiced all those different fighting in all those different areas of the ring. So I feel like I'm complete, and wherever she wants to take it, I'm ready for that.
How do you see this fight playing out in your head when you think about it, when that first bell rings? What do you think is going to happen in there, Michaela?
Well, if you've watched me and Christina, Christina has a very aggressive come forward style. So obviously I'm the taller, leaner boxer. You're gonna see me boxing and moving, but I also have to demand some respect and sit on my shots. And there'll be moments that we'll be in close and having to let my hands go as well. So I do know it's going to be a really exciting, action-packed fight. There's not going to be a lot of downtime in the rounds. The 2-minute rounds, women's fights are 2-minute rounds. So it's going to be action-packed, but with our two styles, definitely a lot of punches.
Well, look, we can't wait for that. Christina, your final chance to say something to Michaela. Give her a message ahead of Saturday. It can be good luck if you like, but tell her something. Anything you want to tell Michaela?
Nothing. We're going to speak in the ring. We're going to talk in the ring.
Michaela, you going to do any talking outside the ring first?
I know it might be a little different. The rivalry between, me and Baumgartner was so big and so built up, but, that was real. That was genuine. The only thing I really know about Linardatou is what I've studied about her during training camp and watching her fight. So, I appreciate her and her team coming out here and taking on the challenge. And I just hope to put on a good fights for the fans. That's what I'm about. I want to always give the fans fights that they want to see. And so I think that Linardatou is a great opponent for that. And it's going to be a great, exciting night of boxing.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much. It is a fantastic co-feature about WBC Interim Lightweight Championship on the line. Michaela Mayer, a comeback fight. Well, kind of a comeback fight against Christina Linardatou, former two-time world champion. Michaela Mayer, of course, former unified super featherweight champion. George, I'm going to come back to you here to kind of tell us about this incredible heavyweight fight. It feels like it's high risk for Joyce. What is the significance of this fight for the winner?
Well, Joe sits here as the WBO interim champion, and what that means is the current holder, being Alexander Usyk, has to via the rotational system set by the sanctioning bodies, he's got to go through his mandatory challenges, of which one of them is Joe. And if Joe comes through this, the holder of that belt, which at this moment in time is Usyk, but by the time he's fought Daniel Dubois, maybe won't be, will have to defend against Joe or vacate. So the stakes couldn't be higher. This is about the winner of this fight being in a fantastic position to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship. Joe's made it clear to us he wants big fights. He wants to keep progressing, keep developing, keep turning up and entertaining fans with spectacular performances. And he could have done this a much easier route. We could have gone and looked at maybe another type of fight like we did when we obviously had to fight Christian Hammer, that type of thing, just to keep things going. But he didn't. We spoke with Adam, spoke with Joe, and obviously with his training team. Said, no, we want a short list of difficult fights. We want tough tests. Zhilei was one of those, and they were very easy to deal with. This was a very interestingly well put together deal that wasn't complicated, wasn't hours of negotiations. It was quite simplistic, and that is a testament to both guys because they're here to entertain, and they know that the winner comes through this and has a significant momentum in the heavyweight division. So there is a lot at risk.
A lot on the line. Well, let's speak to Team Zhang. Let's bring in Terry Lane. Terry, why is this the right fight at the right time for Zhilei Zhang?
Well, I think everybody saw the last fight with Hrgovic, and I think that put us in a different place, put Zhilei in a different place. We won that fight. Everybody saw it. And just like Joe, Zhilei runs towards a challenge. Neither guy is a spring chicken. There's not a lot of time to get done what we want to get done, and that thing is to win a world title. A win over Joyce would put us in the upper echelon in the heavyweight division. I think we're already there. I see this guy spar in the gym. I think I know what's going to happen. And this was a really easy fight to make. The Warrens, Queensberry have been great. We've been very, very well looked after. We love London, great fight town. I'm just so lucky to be working on a fight in London. It's been a dream of mine for a long time. I turned 40 yesterday, or 30-10 as I like to say. And so this is a great birthday present if we get a win, and I think we will. And I do want to say thank you to Tommy Lane, my brother, Scott Schaefer, Veronica Soto, Sean George, Zhilei and my partner Kurt Lee. This is the first bout we've been involved in since the passing of my dad in December, and you guys have helped us through that way more than you'll ever know. And so the last few months have been tough, but this fight has been a nice distraction, and I'm so excited for Saturday. It's not going to be boring. You have two big men, two big punchers, taking a huge risk. It's just going to be fireworks. You don't need much of a buildup for this fight. You have you don't need a villain. You don't need a hero. This fight sells itself. And I think there's only one more thing to say, and that's let's get it on.
Well, I'll stay on you for one more moment, because you said something in there. There's very nice words there as well, Terry. You said something in there about you think you know what's going to happen. Well, you haven't told us. What do you think is actually going to happen in there when that first bell rings?
Well, I want to keep some secrets, Dev. But look, Zhilei can punch, and he's a southpaw. And I know that everybody's talking about the granite chin of Joe Joyce, and I am a Joe Joyce fan as well. I mean, I've been following his career and greatly respect Joe, but he just hasn't been in there with a puncher like Zhilei. And Zhilei does some things that are a little more nuanced than I think people have appreciated over the years. He got a chance to show it against the Hrgović fight a little bit more, but I don't think this is going the distance.
Okay, well, thank you, Terry. Let's hear from Team Joyce. Let's hear from Adam Morley of S-Jam Boxing. Adam, great to see you as always. Here we are again. Joe Joyce taking another hard fight, taking another risk, putting it all on the line. Why Zhang?
Yeah, look, Joe's the kind of guy who's always said to me, just whoever you put in front of me, I'm going to take them on. So, we manage a number of boxers, and Joe's the easiest guy to manage in the sense of when you have an opponent, you put it to Joe, he just says yes. But Joe's always had to take the hard route. He turned pro when he's 32. There were no, just one more fight before I take this one on. Every time we put a challenge before him, he took on Daniel Dubois when Daniel Dubois was the hottest thing in the heavyweight division, knocking everybody out. Do you want to fight Daniel? Yes. Carlos Takam? Yes. Joseph Parker? Yes. And then we sat down with George. We wanted to defend this against a top 15 opponent, went through it. What's the best fight? Zhang. George, can we make Zhang? Yes. So every time, Joe is a true throwback fighter. When you compare Joe to the other top heavyweights out there right now, he wants to entertain the fans. He doesn't want to be, cryogenically preserved to fight in Saudi in December. This guy wants to fight now, and he wants to fight for the fans now. That's why he's doing it. And that's what boxing's about. As a sport, boxing is about entertainment and performing for the fans in this country, people getting behind people. You see it with big ticket sellers like Nathan Heaney, Johnny Fisher, Josh Warrington. They develop communities of people around them, communities in boxing who then go and watch the fights, and they live for that. And that's what Joe Joyce is doing, and that's what he's going to do. And he's going to become the top heavyweight in the world and the top heavyweight in this country. Because unlike all the others, he'll take on anyone.
Yeah, well said. Great talk, Adam. Great stuff. Might as well end there. I mean, fantastic.
There's no one here to argue with. That's the problem.
That's the thing. I mean, you mentioned to me yesterday you think the first 4 rounds, Adam, are going to be danger rounds, where Zhilei Zhang is dangerous. Everyone seems to be saying that he's dangerous early, and once you hear once you see the 5th round, you'll be relieved. Tell us more about that. Is that still the case? Have you changed your mind?
No, look, we have the greatest respect for Zhilei Zhang. We don't see him as just a big puncher. He's an Olympic silver medalist, right? There's 2 elite amateurs here. It's not just 2 massive punchers who can't box. We have the greatest respect for him. As part of our team, we have an elite setup. We have Ismail Salas, one of the best, if not the best trainer in the world. We have Larry Wade, one of the most elite strength and conditioning coaches. It's a tailor-made camp for Joe Joyce against Zhilei Zhang, who we see as one of the most dangerous opponents out there. It's going to be a tremendous fight. He's dangerous. Of course, he's dangerous early. He's dangerous the whole fight. And we have a specifically designed game plan for this fight because we respect him to the max.
Okay, thank you, Adam. Well, let's speak to the Big Bang himself, Zhilei Zhang. We've got translator, part of the team here, Kurt, as well, who hopefully will spice it up and tell him something different to what is actually being said. Let's see. We'll see. Zhilei, great to have you. You've been brilliant all week. Tell us tell us where your head is at right now, and why is Joe Joyce the right fight for Zhilei Zhang on Saturday?
欢迎你来到伦敦。然后觉得周六的比赛为什么会挑乔伊斯呢？为什么觉得他是个正确的对手呢？
因为当时他们团队找到我们团队说愿不愿意和乔伊斯打，我说 OK 没问题。然后因为乔伊斯综合排名世界第5，然后是一个很强的对手。然后我呢又喜欢挑战强者，因为我的目标是变为强者，所以说我要打败强者之后，我才能成为强者。
So when back then when both team met each other, we just said yes and no question. For me, I'm here for a reason. I'm here to become the strongest and the best one. And I know in order to be the best, you have to beat the best. That's what I do.
When this fight was first made, you said on an interview you are coming to the UK and you're gonna blow up a tank. Tell us more about this.
你说你来伦敦造坦克来了，坦克怎么来的？
坦克是网友他的拳迷给他贯彻的，就是说他抗击打比较强，耐力比较强，然后说打不倒，然后击不倒，然后称为他是红坦克。然后我呢又是大爆炸，大爆炸意味着什么？摧毁一切。
So the translation of Juggernaut in Chinese is red tank. So that's what people call him. He have a tough chin, great stamina, but I'm the big bang right here. I'm banging everything.
Well, there you go. See, I had hoped we'd get something along those lines. Thank you for that. Tell me this, Zhilei. I know you bang everything, but 15 have tried to bang Joe Joyce, and 15 have tried to knock out Joe Joyce, and 15 have failed. What makes you different to everyone else?
你要爆炸一切，要爆乔伊斯哈。然后你觉得你跟他之前打过的对手有什么不一样的吗？
他的对手像帕克啊，他的最强对手帕克啊或者杜布啊，但是他们惧怕乔伊斯。你要帕克和乔伊斯打的一直从第一回合开始游走，一直在游走，一直在逃跑，然后伺机然后打一拳 OK， 然后他不与乔伊斯直接对抗，然后所以说他的拳对乔伊斯构成不了威胁，然后所以我就不一样，因为我是炸弹，我要找目标。
When you look at his previous fights, Joseph Parker and Daniel Dubois, great fighters. But when you look at Joseph Parker, from round 1, he fighting scared, he fighting going backwards, he fighting running around the ring. So when it comes to direct body contact, there isn't any solid punches landed on Joe Joyce. So for me, I'm going to land my shots.
Are you the hardest puncher that Joe Joyce has faced?
你是乔伊斯遇到过拳最重的一个人吗？
应该是最重的一个，是不是到周六的比赛中，他挨到我的拳之后，我想看看他是什么反应。
I think so, but let's find out Saturday. Let's find out what's going to happen when Joe gets hit.
Okay, well, let's bring in the juggernaut. You've heard the sort of opening comments there from Zhilei Zhang. Tell us what's going on in the mind of Joe Joyce 2 days out from fighting Zhilei Zhang.
Well, in the mind of Joe Joyce, there's obviously the great big fight that's coming this Saturday, so that's in the back of my mind. But right now, there's, I'm just listening to all the comments and piecing together what I'm gonna do in the ring on Saturday night, and I'm looking forward to this fight. It's why I like boxing. It's like all this, all the crowd and everything, and the excitement. Like I take myself away to Vegas to train my body, and technique and everything to come and bring back here and put on a show and deliver on great fights. And this is what this is exciting, and this is like the calm before the storm. Like we do all this talking now, but then we'll go back to the room and then you get ready for the little bits I've missed in the video we're going to go and have a look at, and then see fight night is when it goes down. You get ready, you get your boots on, your wraps done, your gloves on, and you get in the ring and you go and fight, and And that's what is exciting, and that's what I love. And especially when I got a big challenge like Big Bang over there, that's what gets me out of bed in the morning.
Why is it that you're always running towards these fights? You're picking the hard fights. It's always high risk for Joe Joyce. It feels like snakes and ladders. And the snakes that you could fall down always seem very long. Why are you always walking towards the fire, Joe?
Because that's I don't know, that's because I'm the juggernaut. No, I do. I'm a tough man. I started rugby a long time. I've gone from all the sports, and I finally found my sport in boxing. And it's like it's the whole package. Like it's everything, that all the ingredients that go to make a great champion, and that's what I want to be. And I'm just right close there. I got the WO interim. I don't know how close I can be to a world title. All the others seem to be running scared or doing their own little thing. But I want the fight to happen. But I've got how the things work with the governing bodies and I can only just fight what is put in front of me. So why not fight a good fight and get everyone entertained and fight Zhilei Zhang over there and have a great fight and beat him, and then I can go and challenge the rest of them.
At the Grand Arrivals the other night, Joe, and that was wonderfully said, by the way. At the Grand Arrivals the other night, you said to me a kind of a twist on an old boxing phrase. You said to me, "Everyone has a plan until they punch me in the face and nothing happens." Do you think you break your opponent's heart in there?
Yeah, I throw lots of shots. They hit me. They've been planning a certain shot. They hit me with it. Nothing happens, and I'm like, now what do we do?
Do you think though with Zhang, because he is a big puncher and he said himself he will hit you very hard, do you think you have to box a little bit more measured, maybe like you did against Daniel Dubois, or can you just walk straight forward and juggernaut him? What are you thinking?
No, I respect Zhang's power, and I won't be going in there recklessly. But yeah, he's a southpaw, so that's a little bit more of a tricky style than I'm used to. So that is, I've had to. Because the last person I fought was Lenroy Thomas in my full fight, which that was for the Commonwealth title, which was in history. Really quick. I've only had 15 fights, 14 knockouts. So, I'm in some proper fights and give everyone the value for money.
Joe, you mentioned something to me yesterday at the workout, right? You said, you're wary of his power. You're also wary of the hook to the back of the head, is what you said to me. You said that's the shot that knocked down Hrgović. Is this actually something that's sort of on your mind in the team? Are you concerned about this?
No, I'm not concerned about it, but I noticed it when I watched the Hrgović fight back that he hit him with the hook to the back of the head. But that was just a comment. It's not like, I'm not that I'm shaking in my boots at night about it.
The general feeling is that the first 4 rounds or so, he'll be very dangerous, and then your tank will take over. That's every podcast that I listen to talking about this fight says that. Do you sort of agree with that? Is that how you're reading this fight?
I don't know. There's many ways I can win. It could go all the way to because Zhang to me looks tough, because I know Hrgovic's good and hit him with some good shots as well, but he wasn't going anywhere, so it could go 12 rounds. You never know. But I don't plan on doing that because it's a long time to be in the ring. Prefer to get him out sooner. Yeah.
Well, let me ask Zhang on that as well. Zhilei, Joe Joyce says he doesn't really want to be in there for 12 rounds. Do you want to be in there 12 rounds or?
No, so my trainer from Brooklyn. 我教练教会我要学会从他一直在教我怎么样从别人手中把东西抢回来。
My trainer right there, he's from Brooklyn, and he taught me we're here to take things, we don't ask for it.
所以说这次来到伦敦，我是要抢东西的，我不是来观光的。
So I'm not here in London to sightseeing, to visit everybody. I'm here to take things.
Isn't that stealing?
我害怕，我就不来了。
I won't be here if I'm scared.
Zhilei, tell me this. Again, it's the same thing. A lot of people are saying if this fight goes past 4 rounds, you will get tired and he will take over. Why are people saying this? Is it true?
很多人说4个回合之后啊，你的体能会下降，他的体能会增加，你觉得是真的吗？
这应该是一种谣言吧。然后我跟赫格维奇打，然后打到第11回合，我也没感觉我的体能很差。然后第11回合的时候，我还在不停的在进攻，对不对？体能会差吗？11回合如果很差的话，11个回合也不会再疯狂的进攻。
I think it's a misunderstanding. When you go back and watch my fight with Hergovich, at the 11th round, I was throwing combos, I was throwing bombs. So I think it's a misunderstanding.
到第12回合的时候，我感觉我就可以放一放，因为第12个回合就是我给他让他赢第12回合，然后我也感觉那场比赛我赢了。
And at the 12th round, I think I already got the fight. So I kind of relaxed, and that's what everybody got the impression from.
Okay, well, look, let's go back to the Juggernaut. Joe, you were the first man to stop Joseph Parker in your last fight. Will you be the first man to stop Zhilei Zhang on Saturday night?
Yeah, I hope so. God willing, I get the job done earlier, and it's not a long, grueling fight, and I have to take big bangs, too many big bangs anyway.
Let's hope not. And Zhilei, your final message to Joe Joyce ahead of Saturday. What would you like to tell him?
最后跟他说一句话吧。
紧张的魔鬼般的训练营已经结束了，然后周六我们就好好享受我们的比赛。
Hard training is over. Let's enjoy Saturday.
Yeah.
Over to you, Joe. Final thing.
Hen Hao. Yeah, let's fight. Let's do this.
Okay.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. We'll be live on BT Sport 1 from 7 o'clock on Saturday night. We are live, of course, on ESPN Plus in the States as well. Mouth-watering card. We can't wait for it. We're going to do some face-offs, so stay tuned.